You may or may not be aware of the number of camps that are in the watershed along the American River and Steelhead Creek. This is an example one here. And as the water rises, much of this material gets into the creek, flows out to the Sacramento River, into the American River. Some of these camps have as much as 7 tons of debris, and we've cleaned up many, many of these camps. Here's an example along the American River in Township 9, showing in circles individual camps that appear in clusters, and this whole cluster is 312 feet long. So the entire bank of the American River is nothing but a sea of trash from abandoned camps. Now, although we've cleaned up a lot of these abandoned camps, the challenge is what happens when the water level goes down and spring comes around. Will people reoccupy these sites? And unless something is done, the answer is yes. So I have a proposal here. One is the camps that are there, you may not be able to prevent them because of Boise. However, they can be limited to a 15 by 20 foot footprint spaced 60 feet apart. All the possessions and items that are outside of this footprint can be removed legally according to Boise. Allow no camps within 150 feet of the high water mark, and this is consistent with state, federal, and many county jurisdictions. There's nothing in Boise that prevents this from happening. So you can make ordinances that constrain the camping sites themselves, even if you can't displace the campers. So if you'd like a copy of that or you have it recorded, I could leave this with you. Thank you.
Hi, Supervisors. Thank you for the opportunity to share my 2 minutes worth. I'm Mark Baker with River City Waterway Alliance, and I'm here to speak to ask you to do more to protect our waterways. I'm sure you remember my 5-gallon water jug of needles last time. We collected over 2,500 needles and about 7,000 batteries in the last 9 weeks. If you have spent any time on our creeks and rivers, I am sure you know what a honey bucket is. We have found them during most of our cleanups. We have no idea how they got the name because there's nothing sweet about finding one. Last Saturday, while cleaning during the River City Waterway Alliance 13th cleanup event at Township 9, we found 35 honey buckets in one camp. We called in our friends at Forensic Clean to deal with this toxic environmental pollution. It was too much for our volunteers to deal with. While spending many days on my kayak cleaning the lower reaches of the American River, I have seen many honey buckets float down the river. Often this is how they are disposed of. It really makes me wonder if the E. coli problem is really just from birds and dogs. Most camps along our waterways have been abandoned due to flooding. Now this is time to act to prevent illegal camping from our waterways. Our river agencies need your support and funding to keep illegal camps from moving back in. River City Waterway Alliance, our all-volunteer group, need your support too. We have cleaned more than 2 months, in 2 months, more than any other group has done in an entire year. Our expenses are very low, so donations are appreciated. I've given you all our card, which I don't know if you got it yet. Donations can be made to the Sacramento Area Creeks Council using the QR code on the back of the card. Please show your appreciation and support and buy us some gloves and maybe a taco. This year, River City Waterway Alliance has completed over 35 waterway cleanups. That's just this year, removing nearly 200,000 pounds of trash and debris. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, when you're ready, and you have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Hello to everyone. My name is Lisa, and I volunteer with River City Waterway Alliance. I help to restore and protect our creeks, rivers, and waterways within Sacramento, and I had no idea how contaminated our waterways were. I've come to understand the full scope and detriment here, and the level of contamination is astounding. While trying to figure out why our creeks and waterways are such neglected condition, I've worked directly with folks with county utilities and have come to understand that they're so inadequately underfunded and understaffed. As with most budgets, there isn't enough to provide all the necessary duties, but this seems extreme. With the exponential increase of trash and debris removal that has now been required and eaten away at their budget over the last 5+ years, but the revenue generated from the utility bill has not increased since about 1996. From my understanding, they are fee-based and do not receive any additional funds, so they are solely reliant on these. For context, within the Stormwater Drainage Division, there are about 60 employees who work for maintaining our creeks and waterways. 8 are supervisory and 8 are vacant, leaving only 42 field staff to uphold and maintain 280 acres of grass to mow, 260 miles of creeks, sloughs, tributary streams, and waterways to clean, clear, and repair. Our plight is their plight. They care like we do about cleaning the water and health and keeping a healthy environment, but they don't have the funds to do this. They need help and we need help. I'm here today to ask that their funds and budgets be increased for cleaning and debris removal of literally hundreds of thousands of pounds of trash lining our waters, to see how this department can gain access to additional money to support the necessary restoration of our waters. DWR is ultimately responsible for the quality and cleanliness of the channel within our waters, so let them restore it back to how they should be. We are pleading with the Board of Supervisors to help restore our waterways along with us. We feel that no one cares. Please get us on the right track with how California and Sacramento should be in the eyes of the world.
Ms. Sanchez, you have about 3 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Supervisor Cerna has a comment before we move on.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, appreciate the good folks from River City Waterways being here again in chambers and reminding us of the condition of the parkway and other areas that are, quite frankly, being decimated by occupancy when it's obviously not it's not the design of the parkway. The parkway is not meant for people to live in. So what I would suggest, because as the last speaker made multiple reference to in terms of funding, I would, while this is an invitation for you to make an appointment with my office so that we can have a conversation with our parks director and any staff that she might want to bring, so I can get a better idea of what your ideas are for enhanced budget. And so this meeting needs to take place before May. As I mentioned at the last meeting when you were here, your advocacy can really make, I think, the greatest impact in terms of influencing this board and staff when it comes to our annual budget review. So I'm hopeful that you'll take me up on the offer to meet and have those discussions, because I think it's invaluable that we, again, reflect our values in our budget. And I know that every one of us up here values the parkway, as does the public, the people that we represent. I want to make sure that we have the resources available to do a better job. So I look forward to meeting with you. Thank you.
And thank you, Supervisor Cerna, and I'm certainly happy to join you in that endeavor,
yes,
too, if
please.
you're so inclined. And also, we will be having a hearing. I don't know if it's set yet, for when this board will get a report back on the status of the Parkway ordinance and the other infrastructure ordinance. That would be another opportunity to come and discuss some of these, ideas you have. So I just want to add to my thanks for your advocacy and for your work on the Parkway.